So let's move on to number 2.
Right.
So how to improve pronunciation of S and th and B and V, G and Z. It's already difficult for me, and which are very difficult for Japanese people to do, right?
Yeah.
And why, why it's so difficult?
Well, I'd like to introduce my little friend there. Very helpful. My friend has helped me a lot over the past, 10 years or 12 years. Listen, I'm very familiar with those mistakes, and to be honest, there are more mistakes. But the ones you mentioned are very, very big mistakes, I think. Just to start with a b and v, right? The problem with the b and v is that when Japanese speak, they don't have v sound. I mean, you don't have v in Japanese. You only have b. So that means your lips, your lower lip and upper lip, when you try to say the v, your upper lip is coming down, and so the lower lip and the upper lip are touching each other. And when they touch each other, well, guess what I hear? I hear b, right? So what I would say to a Japanese student, I would say you have to control your upper lip. You have to keep your upper lip up. You got the sneer muscles here. If you just move your sneer muscles up a little bit, that's right. That's the right way to go about it. Okay. And when you do that, you keep your upper lip controlled, up there, and you just move your lower lip. So you raise your lower lip and you put it against your teeth, your upper teeth. V. So for example, love, not love, right? I heard Japanese to say love. I love it. But what do you love, right? What do you love? No, I love it, right? And so that's a very common mistake. It's a very common mistake, and we try to tackle it by preventing the upper lip from coming down. And it don't get me wrong. I mean, it's really hard for them to do. And those mistakes are not fixed usually overnight. You need to work hard over a few weeks to actually control it, right? Okay. Now, in terms of the z and s, Japanese students do have. Well, I mean, in Japanese you have z. Za, zu, zo. You do have the sound. That's right. You do have it. The only problem is when you say it in Japanese, you actually say d before z. So I hear d. So if I ask a Japanese student to say zoo, like I'm going to the zoo, right? They say I'm going to the zoo. Zoo. No, it's not zoo or zoo. It's zoo. So I say don't let your tongue touch anywhere. So let me just demonstrate. So this is the top part of the mouth, right? And you got the bony part here behind the upper teeth. So when we say z, the tip of the tongue should not really touch anywhere at all.
Don't touch.
But in case of Japanese students, they are letting the tip touch that area here a little bit. And because they're touching, I can hear the d sound. So they should not let the tongue touch the gum. You have to position the tip of the tongue very close behind the upper teeth, and align your teeth. You have to align your teeth like that. Align them like same line, and then try to let the sound out, and make sure that the voice box, we call the voice box here, that bone you got there. If you put your fingers around it, you should feel vibration when you say zzz, right? And so don't let your tongue touch as well. So zoo. Now when it comes to s sound, they cannot say s sound only in some situations, and I'll tell you when. For example, if they want to say sit down, right? Do you want to take a guess and tell me what they say instead of sit down?
Shit down.
Shit down. Sorry, I don't mean it, right? I don't mean it. Okay, now, we don't want anybody to shit down. Don't shit down anywhere, right? Yeah? Especially when you're in front of people. Don't shit down anywhere. But, you want to sit down. And so the reason why that happens, it happens because, they are moving that tip back a little bit, and they're moving the lips a little bit, so they say so it sounds like sh, right? But so what they have to do is they have to keep that tongue straight behind that bony area behind the teeth here, and you have to relax your lips a little bit. Relax your lips. Don't move your lips. Relax your lips and just say s instead of shh. you see how if I move my lips a little bit, shh. You know, if I move my lips forward, my tongue will go back automatically. So if I relax my lips, my tongue will stay straight. But if I move my lips to the front, what happens automatically is that my tongue goes back by itself automatically a little bit. And we don't want it to go back automatically. We want it to stay straight. Straight behind that bony area, behind the teeth. And that's how you can say sit, right? And what was the other mistake that you asked me about? So there was and z, and
then s and then th.
Right.
But that's
well, th is very, very hard for a lot of people. Why? Because you have to say, so you got to say th or the, and you have to place the tip of your tongue, you know, between your teeth. So let me demonstrate again. So you have to actually. You can see, I know that's disgusting, but you can see that how the tongue is between, you know, between the teeth. I hope they can see that on camera. But the problem is, even when they do put their tip between the teeth, they tend to bite with their teeth on the tongue. Now, if you bite on your tongue, it's the same result. It's not going to work. You know, I'm going to be hearing t or d instead. That's not what we want to hear. What we want to do, we want to place that tip against the upper teeth, right? Against the upper teeth, and just gently lay it against it. Don't bite. Just gently lay it against it, and then just release the air. Let the air out. Think, not think, because that's what they say. Think, right? Think. And if it's voiced, that means if we have to use our vocal cords, then we say this or that, not that. That, right? Now it takes a lot of practice because you know Japanese people are not used to sticking their tongue out, right? And it feels probably embarrassing a little bit, you know, to put your tongue out of your mouth. They're not used to that, and you know you have to be ready to step out of your comfort zone and try things that you've never tried before.
That's right.
Right?
But it's good that you know you can explain this method, you know, physiologically. You know?
Absolutely.
Some people don't know. Some people don't
Well,
know how
look,
to.
unless you think about it, unless you go through the experience, because you know I taught myself all this, and I had to figure it out. I had to find the answers, and nobody taught me the answers, so I had to look for the answers. And when you look for the answers, well, you find them. And when you find them, you're able to explain them better to other people. So that's why I've been over the past 12 years. You know, and I'm not trying to be arrogant about it. I mean, people call me arrogant. I'm not arrogant. You know, I'm not tooting my own horns. But, you know, I think, you know, having done it for 12 years, you know, I've come across a lot of situations. I've helped a lot of people. So I've mastered the skill of helping people out and knowing how to explain things, you know, quite simply.
So that's the reason why you are here now, right? You know?
Right. Well, of course. Of course. And I wouldn't be anywhere else.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to the third point.
Sure.
So